All right, here we are on the Aquarius Trail Hut to Hut trip for 2024. We had our group of 6, Don, Garrett, Reed, my dad, myself, and Rob, and then 6 other guys, all from the Arizona area. And then we go right back to day 1, so Brian's Head to Hatch. We actually got to Brian's Head from Escalante, a little 2-hour bus ride, which was good. Got to meet everybody. Not a lot of video from the single track that first day. I had no idea how to work this camera, so I was still trying to figure it out. But kind of after we got through the single track, we had these beautiful gravel roads to get to the first hut. And any of the shots you see are from Garrett, who carried around his nice SLR Fujifilm camera the entire time and got some just amazing shots of the scenery. Just hung out and enjoyed the sunset, kind of in this wide open field with some cows running around, which was fun. The next day we had a 30-mile ride, and everybody was anxious to get out and go. Big climb to start the day, and then a big descent, and a lake to stop at along the way if you're so inclined to take a dip, which we were. A really pretty canyon we kind of rode up through here, just gaining elevation the entire time, and then no pictures from the top, but here's the descent down, heading towards that lake. If you see a lake, swim in it. Good advice from a wise person I once got. So we did just that. After wringing out the chamois, we got back on and had a little bit more pedaling to do to get to the second hut. Day 2 is cool because you're right by Thunder Mountain mountain biking trail, which is really fun single track. So here we are debating, should we go back out, unload the bikes? So everybody decided to unload the bikes. The group headed back out. Now, I'm not in the best shape, so I should have known 20 miles was going to be rough after 30 miles of riding, but just too much fun to pass up. So here we are on the single track. Everybody was having a good time with, the 10 pounds, 20 pounds of weight off their bike for the first time in 2 days. I'm still trying to figure out the camera here, but you can see some of the views. The great part about this is we get to ride this again the next morning to start the day. But just awesome single track, some up and down flowy sections coming into it, and then just absolutely gorgeous stuff here. So my favorite shot of the trip right there, Rico and Garrett kind of hanging out at the top before the big descent. And then here we are, gathered up in the parking lot afterwards for a little bit of a 10-mile grind back to the hut. This is where I was starting to feel it. Hey, can I steal your food? Taking food from everybody, drinking all their water. I look like I'm having a good time here, but I'm about to be suffering. So no video from that night because I went home and fell asleep. But day 3, starting off the same thing, a little bit different feel on loaded bikes. Got the camera sorted out finally, and got some awesome footage here.
Yes!
We kind of go our different ways each day, so we decided to, the 3 of us, Garrett, Reed, and myself, decided to ride the single track, and everybody was going to kind of meet us at the lower parking lot. The day was supposed to be a long gravel ride after this single track in the morning, but that just wasn't in the cards. There was a state championship Utah mountain bike race going on the normal gravel trail, so we had to be rerouted. Despite Justin, who was from the other group, his best effort to get us to be able to go through there, we ended up having to go through the desert, so you'll see that here in a second. Garrett had a little wipeout right here, no big deal. Shook it off, just washed out. Here's a sweet shot of Garrett coming down some of that stuff. This is kind of the final descent into this just long, straight section to get back to the parking lot. And then we had a little bit of a road ride to link up with the gravel, and that's where we got rerouted. So we ended up on these supposed mountain bike trails, but it felt like a horse trail a lot of times. A lot of hike to bike, a lot of just this slow, meandering stuff. But look, Dawn found the trail. Ran out of water about 10 miles in there, and luckily Garrett and Ian had some water filters and had dug up a little part on a running creek to get us full bottles again. Everybody was feeling good except old man Murphy here, so Reed and I pull up close to him, take a couple of his bags, and get him to the destination there. Day 4, another big kind of gravel day. There was some optional like out and back stuff, and we met some fun folks along the trail who are just ripping four-wheelers all through the woods.
Just call it out.
Some grizzled looking dudes. Here we are at day 4 hut. Ian's hub was shot, so there's Rico kind of fixing stuff on hope and a prayer. It was my birthday that night, so here I am turning 40 years old on a trail with a bunch of friends. How awesome. Day 5, Reed found out that his brake had been kind of leaking the previous day, so only one brake, so we decided to kind of just stick to the gravel that day, forgo the single track. Seeing it all as Reed had one brake, which is not ideal for that scenario. Here we go, we're going to split our separate ways here. We're going to take the gravel and ride through these awesome like high mountain meadows up at like 10,000 feet right now, and just the cattle are just chilling. A lot of fun to ride through here. Really beautiful and just scenic area. No run-ins with the cows. Got close a couple times. Then we pop into Aspen. Probably the coolest part about Utah is just the different environments you find yourself in the same day. High desert to aspen trees to alpine lakes, like all within the course of 20 miles. Super fun stuff. So this was our lunch spot for day 5. Just kind of sat down on this gorgeous dock and enjoyed the views. Saw a couple bald eagles.
Anybody?
There's Papa Murph ripping down the gravel, and here we are playing tunes, singing along. Here's the group rolling out for day 6. A couple more cow run-ins. Hell's Backbone? Devil's Backbone? Hell's Backbone. So this is really it. The final stretch, all road the entire time. Garrett crushed the climb right there. Really just a fun day on the bike, knowing that we get to eat some food at a restaurant and drink some cold beers tonight. Stopped a lot to take photos this day. There's an optional like waterfall thing right here, but it happened to be closed for parking maintenance at the time. You can see Reed coming in hot, working that back brake here. And this is really the end of the trip. Making some jokes, jumping off, sending them to my mom, drinking some beers, waiting for our pizza. And that was it. The group packed up and headed out after that. Overall, a really fun trip. Really great to meet and get to become good friends with a lot of these people and spend a lot of time with my dad. How cool is it? You can turn 40 years old on a trail and get to spend it with your old man doing fun stuff on bikes. Just some more photos Garrett took throughout the rest of the trip to wind this thing down.